right now. Hold on. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. As you see right here, you see the title right there is I'm a Bully Radio. I got something underneath. The country's purging. I mean, it's purging, man. It's going down out here, man. Do you understand? You know, I got my city on the back right here. You know what I mean? This is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring my people on. Gerry Gobal here in a minute. We're gonna chop it up, man. As you see, a lot's been going on out here. You know, this is my official first episode right here. Appreciate anybody checking your boy out. I'm going simultaneously on Facebook Live and YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? If you in here, you see if it'll let you drop a comment. You understand? So, see, let me know. But right now, we're gonna get into I'm gonna get to into the real shit tonight. All right. So, you know, we're gonna talk about what's been going on in Minnesota. What's been going on in Indianapolis, my home city. But you know, I like to support my people. You understand? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to play some home team music, because you know what I'm saying, on I'm a Bully Radio, you know, you may see a whole bunch of shit on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not monetizing shit, so I'm not getting paid for this shit. You understand me? At least, you know what I mean? That's how I do right now. But let's see, we're gonna let this ride. It's my people right here. Hold on. Appreciate those checking in. Appreciate those in right here. I can't see who's in here right now, but it lets me know how many people's watching. Hold on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to let this room build up a little bit. I got my man Gerry. I got him in here. I got him on hold. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody can hear me. Hope everybody can hear me. Hope the video volume's good. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. There. I'm gonna start with some home team, man. It's your boy Jay Scott. I'm a Bully Radio. Let's get this thing popping, man. Let's get this popping. Hold on. Here we go.
Mouse. Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. See, here in the Midwest, we work hard for everything we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? We only live by one motto, you heard? Man, if you don't grind it, you don't shine, then what the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine, then what the fuck you signed up for?
Try to get that motivation music, you understand?
I don't think it ever did was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. They say you don't grind it, you don't shine, then what the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine, then what the fuck you signed up for? What you mad at me for? I don't think it ever did was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. Mouse, I ain't trying to be no king, nigga. I just want to see my ends all the way to the end with a couple M's that defines M. About time clock work, if we keep the burn. Usher niggas to the seat to learn. I think it's my turn to get know that time waits, but no space. So I feel the void to get my cheesecake. I got a taste for the good life, and it's about time I eat it up dinner plate. And I'm half baked. What the fuck you mean? I'm moving half pound. If you keep it shaking when I'm on the clock, I got the time to waste to keep a face for. My mind frame is you don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? Couple bad hoes up in Chicago, tore down shorts up in Ohio, and I'm like no other MC for the Indianapolis. When I'm attacking this beat, put it on repeat for 2013. When you see me low, I'm clockworking these beats, and I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G. I said I'm clockworking these beats, and I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G. You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You mad at me for? Only thinking everything was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. They say you don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? What you mad at me for? Only thinking everything was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. Now I set it up for my city. Now everybody wanna set trends. I come from the Lost and Found section in the Midwest, neck town, now reppin'. I guess I put the pressure on these players. Now they got my juices flowing, locked in the fender. I'm Bruce Bowen. After that, keep that champagne pouring. I'll be cheapin' like the Minions in Cleveland. I don't miss smoke, but I do love me being a CEO of my business. And while the competition's still fishing, I'ma go clockwork these streets. Talking quarter, half, elbow, boom, stack, my cheese. So give me to the beat, yeah, bitch. I don't give handouts, yeah, bitch. I just at work. Everybody gonna clock in, even in the street, yeah, bitch. Long as my flow is ridiculous. Every 2 days I'm flipping. Shouts out to the haters and doubters. It ain't no time. When I'm on the grind, know that I'm clockworking these beats. And I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G. I said I'm clockworking these beats. And I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G. You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You mad at me for? Only thinking everything was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. They say you don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? You don't grind it, you don't shine it. What the fuck you signed up for? What you mad at me for? Only thinking everything was bust moves. Yeah, put a couple of niggas on, but they don't even know how to tie their shoes. Mouse, face forward. What's up, 2013?
Yeah.
Clockwork these beats, clockwork these streets. Hey, one with me, this motherfucker. Clockwork these beats. Mouse.
Clockworking these beats, and I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G. I said I'm clockworking these beats, and I'm clockworking these streets. What the fuck you know about me? I hustle hard, my G, my G, my G.
Yo, hey, right there. That was the home team right there. The home team right there. Shout out to my man's Mouse. You know, I like to start off with a little bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like try to get this thing kind of heat warm. You know what I mean? Because it's hot. This shit is hot, son. It's hot out here right now, man. So what I'm gonna do right now, though, because I want to bring my guest on, man, so we can start getting into this, man. There's some real serious shit going on, and you know, we got to talk about some things, man. So you know, if you have not been paying attention to what's going on, is you know what I mean, I got it at the bottom. It says the country is purging, man. The country is purging. It's purging, man. It's getting interesting out here, man. As you see what's going on with George Floyd, you know what's going on with the fires and things that have been started, and now they're doing this curfew thing. And so, you know, what I wanted to do was bring on someone that can definitely help enlighten others, and you know, get a better idea on maybe what's going on beneath and behind the scenes, because there's shit going on. You know, I'm gonna say something about Chris Beatty tonight. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? I really believe he was assassinated. And so, you know, we're gonna tap into that a little bit. But what I want to do right now is bring on my man Gobal.
I'm Square. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, there we go.
Craziness, man.
What's going on, man? How you feeling? How you feeling up there right now?
Doing more digging. There's so much stuff going on right now. Well, my partner Janet did a whole day's worth of work for me. I got to go through and looking at the stories and the media that's going out, because that's really where the stories are going to start falling. Is the truth is going to fall through the cracks of the media because everybody's covering it. So it's really a question of grabbing as much as you can now before they bury it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. So let's.
And I sent you a collector's edition of stuff today, so you got a whole bunch of reading material.
Yeah, and I was going to, I was just going to bring some things up or say or ask where you might want to kind of just dive in that, you know what I mean? Or what I do is I can just put something up and we can just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go right in on it, you know what I mean? Hold on,
That's cool. Well, if you go in a sequential narrative, like, okay, so right off the bat, if we're going to talk about the whole videotape, the initial tape, there's a second cut of that tape that's across the street, right? And there's two other people in the car with George. There's a dude in a red hat, and then there's a lady, and they both get pulled out and set to the side. George is put on the wall, and then they walk him back across the street after they were doing it. There was like a really weird exchange with the cars, too. There was an unmarked black car that some video footage dropped out of it, of them pulling George out of the car, so that was another angle of the same street. Yeah. But the across the street is where they held him down and choked him, and I don't see at any point where the Chauvin character shows up. Right, I don't see them until the one cut where the famous tape that's on Facebook, the 10-minute long one. Mm-hmm. That tape, there's nothing from before that to the going across the street. So there's a whole continuity of stuff lost because you can still pick up stuff across the street, but it's cut. It's not there. I'm sorry, I'm fading out. I don't know if I'm falling out of focus or what the deal is. Maybe it's my bad lighting, I guess.
Yeah, it might be. It might be the trying to focus on you. It could be.
I'll turn more weird. Well, it'll be more like in the tunnel now. Now it's going to be like all serious and stuff. It'll be like, oh, Jerry's getting scary again. He's putting facts and stuff together. That's always the worst. As soon as you put some facts together, people freak out. Like, go in front of the AutoZone and find the cop busting out the window. You know.
And I just spilled some wine on me. As soon as you start getting into it, I was like, oh,
right. Shit. Well, no, that's cool, man. That's someone got to, pour one out. Really, it definitely deserves it. So there's way more going on to this thing than I guess my biggest complaint is most people aren't really watching the media right now. The media doesn't know what to do. I guess there's somebody just said Anderson Cooper's melting down on CNN, like he doesn't know what to talk about. Well, because he can't support either side. You're kind of in a bad position. You're just not. You can't be pro violence necessarily and endorse it, but they have to stoke it because they got to keep the attention on this whole distraction. All this stuff that started because I think they killed him on purpose to create a distraction. That's what I think, because there's like two alternatives to it. And the first one that we talked about earlier was, and I know this is probably, people are going to get kind of pissy about it, but with George's past career as a porn star.
Yeah.
He was an actor, right? He's sort of in the entertainment industry. So then the question was, Chauvin's wife is Miss Minnesota. She's sort of in the entertainment industry too. So then the question becomes: was there a crossover? Was this a revenge kill?
Yeah, and when I read that article, let's get it in perspective. She became Miss Minnesota in 2018.
Right.
So he had already been up there, and when you say that, some people will kind of be like, well, that's reaching, man, and this and this. But you
fill out all the paths, man, because there's only going to be logical explanations. There's only so many stories to any given alibi, right? You just got to figure out which ones are ridiculous. Now, is there a possibility that could be? Yeah, maybe. And if there is, that changes this whole narrative. But what I'm thinking is, you got two guys that work together, and there's been a lot of misinformation about that too, because George only worked there for a year, not 17 years. So they knew each other for at least a year. That's a lot of shifts to work together. I mean, and that bar, I sent you some of those pictures too of the bar.
Yeah.
There's something weird about that bar. I don't know what there is. The lady that was talking she was always talking about Chauvin really went for the mace real fast. His first reaction was always to mace people. She says that in this video. This is about his past. This is what he did. In the video with George, he pulls out his mace just like that too. Because he's really, he on a level, you got to know you're not really a great person. Right. I think. So there's a question of, does he figure this is an escape tactic? This was his job. He just reacted to people where he just abused them like a sociopath, and he didn't care. And that would establish the precedent with the knee thing, because that was pretty fucking sinister.
It was.
Like, he looked at the camera. Looked at the camera and just stared it down like it was no big deal. This is nothing. This is what we do every week in the CIA.
You know when,
You know?
and when I looked at it a little closer, I ain't gonna lie. When I looked at it a little closer, it like if you ever want to know what someone's face looks like of someone who just got they woman fucked, he looked like he was on him, and he was looking like, and you fuck my bitch,
payback, motherfucker.
Yes, man.
That's a possibility.
He had that
and
look.
It's something to follow down, because that's that once that starts happening, you got two guys that work together for a year, and his old lady's a hot world champion. I mean, you go to these beauty pageants, obviously, and she's from Laos. She's a Hmong, I believe. It was just, I don't know. And that doesn't have anything to do with anything. That's just the facts. It really is just a question of laying out everything that you can find out facts wise and figure out what matches up. Like, why hasn't anybody interviewed the dude in the red hat? Why didn't anybody interview the lady in the car? Those are the two most obvious witnesses that are there. Did they split after this happened? Did they run away? Where did they go? Did they stay across the street and watch it all go down? You know, because then there was
let me put up. I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
Just so, because what I like to do with this on this platform right here is I like to try to bring some type of visual receipts with this. So
you break this down like the Zapruder tape, man. This is what you got to do: is piece all your tape pieces together, because you got three angles across the street, and then you got the footage across the street. Yeah, there's the restaurant. Now, according to the story that she says, the booker, this is an entirely Spanish-speaking bar. It's and there's nothing again wrong with that. But I'm just saying, I don't know. It doesn't look like it needs 40 people there to be security. What kind of crowds are these guys putting in there? I mean, I've done shows, and I know. I mean, come on. Is your clientele that rough that you need to have that many guys for a little tiny place like that? It doesn't look very big.
Right.
So that's where the story kind of comes into being about how little they knew about each other. And if it is bigger than that, do they have a break room? There's going to be a time clock. This isn't the special breed of job. These guys just don't magically appear. It's like everybody else's job. There's a paper trail. These guys, and we just trace that back. But the restaurant person the booker. She was very adamant about her characterization of Derek Chauvin, because it's like he whipped his mace out every time. I mean, she just blatant about it. She couldn't believe it. How do you not recognize the guy? She even had that reaction. So it's like, okay, so let's pretend we don't know that and follow the story, I guess. You know,
right? Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the picture of here we go. I want to pull this up just so people can get an idea on who we're talking about as far as
yeah. You look at the pictures and the look in the eyes. That's the thing, man. Video footage today is totally screwing all these guys, because you can break it down shot for shot for shot. You can get every little motion, every swing. So if you're hiding a gun, they can still see it. The Hyatt Regency footage the night before, it happened so fast and people moved, you'd be like, oh, it's just some people running away from gunfire. But it's like, you look when their hands are out, there's a weapon in each one of them. There's two of them, three of them.
Now I do got somebody that had a question. Let me show the question on here. It says, why people don't protest, for example, in Serbia and Croatia. Okay, well, I don't know if that's really you're trying to troll.
I can give you an answer on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now you're down in the creepy rabbit hole with Uncle Gerry here. The reason that they're not protesting Serbia or Croatia is because they don't want you to. They don't want you to. This is an organized setup distraction, because you have to have, all of this going down. And people like to talk about politics as being Republican and Democrat and whatever, but it's really not. It's the CIA. People get away from this whole idea that when people talk about the deep state, what are we talking about? We're talking about organized intelligence agencies that have weaponized themselves against us, and they've always done it since they killed JFK. Is that hard to grasp? Not really. But if you say it out loud in public, they'll just say you're crazy, and it's not. It's just a chain of events. We've been taught a different history of what's happened. Everything that's reported isn't what happens, and there's a lot of stuff left out. They conveniently, and that's something called Operation Mockingbird, something you should look into. It's CIA. There's government documentation on it, because that's the one thing about being a conspiracy theorist is you need hard proof. You need paperwork, freedom of information requests, FBI government files. You get the depositions. You can get all this stuff. You know, you got to just go look for it because nobody's going to bring it to you. That's the problem. See, CNN's right now crying in fetal position because somebody damaged their sign. They're not really reporting anything. We have to do it ourselves. You know, that's why my thing is, if you know anybody in any of these cities that works in a lumber yard or a place that sells stone, you should ask him if anybody made a big order over the weekend and try to lock it down. There's a paper trail.
I'm glad you said that. Hold on, let me now first let me get to this right quick, just so everybody can get an idea on who is the female that was Miss Minnesota. That
Chauvin's wife, Kelly.
Let's do it. Hold on, let me get.
Yeah, she's up there. There's three articles in that mix. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, so this is her right here. You know what I mean? And you know, she's a looker. You know?
Yeah.
But she's also someone that looks like she might have got piped down by Mr. George Floyd. George Floyd was a porn star.
They're in the entertainment business.
They were in the
Joan Crawford did porn. Marilyn Monroe did porn. Who are we kidding ourselves with this innocence of our celebrities? I mean, yeah. Kim Kardashian, an entire career built on it. So what? It's a sex tape. It doesn't matter. But it would make a connection as to which story possibly is more true. I'm locked into the CIA, man, because somebody's paying for these skids of brick. Somebody's dropping them off. They're not just magically appearing. And these groups of people that they've sent out as paid protesters, they're just wandering around the countryside, burning the shit as they go, stick and move. You know, so it's really, you know, the whole idea that they just declared Antifa or Antifa. I get hung up on that. Antipasto was a word that messed with me too, you know. So Antifa is declared as a terrorist organization, right? So they are terrorists now. This isn't bailing you out of jail shit. You're now talking about federal crimes. Now you are part of an organized effort to break stuff. You're paid to come in and protest. And there's a couple of those things that I sent you in there there are companies that are specifically built around organizing protests.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Let me show.
You didn't show those, yeah, because that's the craziest stuff. Is that they built a website for it.
Hold on,
I mean, who does that? You're gonna use this organization to usurp the will of the people, but you're gonna cater it. What kind of arrogance? I mean, just they get business cards. You know, like Benedict Arnold wouldn't have lasted as long as he had business cards. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They'd have been like, oh, Benedict Arnold traitor. Oh, exactly. Here we go. Yeah, there's the Stones.
Let me enlarge this. Let me enlarge it a little bit just so it can kind of be.
And that's one of about 8 different pictures that I sent you.
Yeah, so it says
there's different locations, different cities.
It says maybe report random stacks of bricks to prevent violence, or just take them for your home improvement projects, or sell them on Craigslist. Prevent perversion of a revolution. So if you can see right here, people, these right here are bricks.
Yep, skids.
They're bricks.
Takes a forklift to move them.
And they're right here too.
And they're not. I worked in a lumber yard, and I'll tell you what, there is no way you stack them like that unless you work in a lumber yard. The average person does know how to stack brick. Those come in banded, and there's a couple of them where you'll see the banding still on them, which proves it came on a transport because it had to be hauled. I was a delivery coordinator, so I know every step of that whole process, man. Dumping the rock, there's somebody that had to use the forklift. There's a driver for a truck. Is the truck hooked up to a national depot because they could be independent contractors and they set it up themselves, or it went through the company? But either way, there's going to be a phone number and a name attached to that because there's some organizer needed to tell them where to put it.
Yeah.
So there's a paper trail in this.
Now, if I could right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play something by the president.
Okay.
And let's just go ahead and hold on, wait a minute.
For the record, I'm orange because of the light.
I believe you, man. Ah, damn it, I had it, but I just don't have it no more. Hold on, I'll get it back. But hold on. Actually, I'm gonna go to this next slide. And actually, if I can go through some slides, and if you've seen,
absolutely,
while I look up this clip for Donald Trump right quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Okay, that's the far side of that's from over for the Speedway, right? Because there's a picture in the video of backwards of the Speedway. So this is across the street to the Speedway. I don't know who drove up in that van, that car, in that squad car. There was 2 squad cars across the street when it was done, and then there was a black unmarked one that rolled across the street. So there were 4 squad cars there. That I don't know which one Derek Chauvin got into. Now, when it was all over in the video, when he was walking away from him, he walked to a car from around the building. So then my question is, why was he even involved in this in the first place? You know, they had him across the street. They walked him all the way the half, you know, I mean, it's across an intersection. There's a squad car right there. Why'd you walk him across that way? I just don't understand that. Okay, so maybe there's a protocol. Okay, fine, whatever. But that's across the street from the Speedway. So flip it to another one.
Because then they took him like, then they
across the street.
Got him. Yeah, okay. Because I saw that.
Right. And also, there's something in that video when the other video, the silent video, that's them pulling him out of the car when they're across the street. Every time George talks, it looks like he's in pain. And you look when the cop's hand is behind his arm, he's doing something to his thumb. There's something going on with that face because he's in way too much. Maybe he's an anxiety guy and feels pain. I don't think so, dude. He's a porn star. You got the stones to stick it out in the clutch, man. He's not going to get all wigged out about that. But he looked like he was in pain, like hand behind it, and it was the guy with the goatee. I'd say those other 2 officers, nobody's really talked about them either.
Yeah, they're not like that's the Asian dude, right? Chinese dude, right?
That's supposed to be his brother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah. Oh wait a minute, it's not. No, never mind. Sorry, we debunked her.
Because how many?
Don't start that. Sorry.
They're all male officers, right? They're like,
right, and those 2 guys came together. Chauvin and that dude came together. The other 2 guys that are holding him down were the ones that were across the street that took him across the street. So they took him across the street so Chauvin could be in charge and take it down or whatever. But why the hell was he on the neck for 8 minutes? I don't understand what that accomplished at all, other than the fact that you need a guy dead because you have to start some crap because your coronavirus farce isn't working anymore.
There you go.
Well, let's just put it in. If it's the CIA, then you got to go with that. You want to start talking liberal, Republican, Democrat, whatever. I don't believe any of that shit. That's all about division. The whole point is to divide us. Why are we fighting about something like this? This should never have happened. Everybody agrees to that. But, you know, why the destruction? All the protest organizers of every city went to the police and worked with them to organize because that's what you're supposed to do. And right. They did that. And every one of them acted honorably on that. But then you get these bad actors who aren't there because they have any stake in this other than causing trouble.
Yeah,
they rented thugs, and they say thugs. So what was that all about? They say thugs destroying stuff. They took that as the peaceful protesters. They weren't doing it. It was people breaking windows.
Now, you know, if you are not familiar with what Gerry is saying, y'all got to understand. Like, they have what's called crisis acting.
Absolutely,
they have what's called, you know, I've seen it where they had it on Craigslist, you know, where you could sign up and it would almost be like a dramatized scene,
right?
And they would get you to be a part of it just for the experience of
for the footage.
Yes,
for the footage. This is all Wag the Dog, man. These guys don't do anything original. This is all Pandemic. Pandemic was a movie, and they did almost everything exactly like the movie. I mean, the whole hydrochloroquine was in the dead zone. They stole all this stuff from TV. They got this is the New World Order endgame, and it's been disrupted. That's what this is, because it's supposed to be us chipped and half of us dead. 500,000. If you go by the Georgia Guidestones, it's 500 million people. 500 million people left alive. So you kill everybody off, so you got a controllable, manageable thing. If you're in conspiracy theories and into deep state, and if you believe that JFK was murdered by the CIA, then you kind of think that this all fucking runs together. There's no coincidence that Fauci went through the AIDS epidemic all the way through, right? But then you start going, okay, well, now all people are starting to figure this out, and it's not working.
Exactly.
So now tell a CIA asset to go out and kill somebody. Who are we going to kill? I don't know. Well, what about George? He's over there. You know what I mean? He's just he's a guy we know. That guy was on his neck for 8 minutes, and he didn't know who he was.
Hold on a second, Gerry. Hold on.
And he had this bad joint with him.
Hold on, my bad, man.
And I was like, yo, this is the chick from The Last Dragon.
Hold on. Hold on.
Vanity? Like in my mind, it's the shit going out. Let's just keep.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that.
What was that from? That's hilarious.
It was Nas. It was like a clip, but I didn't mean to clip on that clip. I don't know.
No, that's cool. It was funny. I never heard it before, but I was like, yeah, Vanity.
So hold on.
I'm old. I remember Vanity.
Yeah. I do too. Shit. Holy shit. All right. So hold on. What I wanted to do was let me play this clip that has to do. You sent me where they say in this clip that the people that were doing most of the damage were from out of state.
Yeah.
Let me get it. Hold on. Let me get it right. Hold on.
Right.
Tuning in right now is this comedian Jay Scott. I got Gerry Gobal with me. He's my homie from way back. You understand? It's I'm a Bully Radio. It's the first episode tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm on live right now, Facebook, and live on YouTube right now. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Let me play this right quick. Though. Let me make sure. The volume. All right. Check this out. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the volume up over here. I don't know if you could really hear that. I want this shit turn up to 100. There we go. Now things want to act real slow. Hold on, let me.
Right. And I rip a lot of this stuff. I do a lot of digging online. And like you can see here, this is a screen capture of an entire dude's Twitter post. Because I wanted the original sourcing. Because if I'm wrong, that asshole's wrong too.
Exactly. Now here,
don't want to be wrong.
The volume may be kind of low, but you know, just listen in tighter. I don't know. Hold on. Shit. Technology's a bitch. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Let me see if this do something. Did you hear that? Let's hold on, but let me run that back, man. He said every single person. This dude got on. Look, it's Fox News, but I mean they got on every look, man. He said every person was from out of state, man.
Right. Okay, now Forbes did an article that said exactly the same thing, and that's one of the ones I sourced yet. But the thing is in the article, who else was it? It was another dude who commented on it. He said they were not from Minneapolis, they were from the outlying areas and out of the state. So it was sort of a questioning down, and more of like, because I went and I looked at that site. That's something else I sourced you was the Hennepin County website for searching for prisoners, because you type in the day and then you say everybody in that day. So I went down through 43 people that day that they busted. I found, there's something sketchy about some of it too, because a couple of them had the same addresses and different names and stuff. So it's sort of like the question is, are they using a fake address altogether? Like everybody's got a fake one, because all those dudes that had shit written on their arms were all told to give an address. Right. So if you've got too many multiples of the same address, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's something to look for when you're looking through them. Right. And I found, the ones that were they were more St. Paul and outlying areas going into Minneapolis. And then I found a few of them that were from Missouri. Apparently most of them from Missouri. I think it was like 5. But that was out of 43 people that they busted. And that's only one police precinct. I don't know who did I don't know who took in prisoners that night from the riots. So, but that's just one website. And I just wanted to do a cross section just to prove that it wasn't 100%. And it's not. But there's not a lot of them that are doing it in their own city. It's people from other cities. And St. Paul, Minneapolis is, it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's just one big ass town. But
and that's
but
what
I'm
I
not
heard.
local, so I don't get that politic.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard it
It's
was
like
just
Indianapolis really could be 4 towns.
right,
North. Yeah, everybody's got a direction they like. I think every town should just be a direction. Screw it.
right,
You
right.
know.
Hold on, my bad.
But this guy says that. Now, did he get that because he got it from Forbes? Then the question is, where did the information come from? You know,
Right, right,
because there's the other thing too, is because you start to get to a point. Well, he says, "Well, I was told." Well, he didn't look. And why
right.
would you go out and make pronouncements like that if you weren't 100% sure that you were right? Because
Exactly.
who likes to go out there and get their face rubbed in it? This is the day and age where being wrong is always something that comes back and haunts you. If you Twittered something 6 years ago, they'll hold it against you now.
All day.
As evidence. And then that's what you start to take as precedents.
All day.
Future is proved by the past. Effectively, is what
Yeah.
So
So man, like, and that's the thing, like, cause I wanna be able to just be able to keep tagging what's been going on out here to put things in a better perspective, because
yeah,
I don't know if everybody fully understands that a lot of this was set up on purpose
yeah,
to, I mean, because
organized. It was organized.
you look at the footage they had from Minnesota and them pictures, it looked like Mad Max Terradome, man. It looked
Right.
like straight like carnage, like some shit you see in the movies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah.
when you think about it and you start seeing footage, like let me pull this one up. Like I gotta pull it up.
There's
And
one of the brick ones has got him pulling these skids apart. It's surrounded. It's a block of skids with banding straps on it from a forklift, and it's got fencing, real thick fencing built around it, and that's what they use to burn. So they maximize their drops. There's nothing wasted in that. Everything will go to use in the riot because that's the whole point. You have to cause the riot. If you don't cause the riot, then you don't cause the fear. If you don't cause the fear, then you can't be controlled.
exactly.
They just were like, go back into quarantine.
Exactly.
Why don't you folks all go back into quarantine for another week while we fight? It makes
And that's
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And that's definitely where it's going. So let me throw this right here. So this is a meme where it says the moment that media doesn't want you to see. A black man and a white man join together to stop an undercover cop from breaking windows. Okay, but let's get it straight. This is the cop right here.
Umbrella and the gas
cop.
mask.
This is the cop right here. You see my arrow? You see this little ass arrow moving up and down? That is the cop right there. Now, what's funny is the clip is this dude right there. He got a little Caesar pizza box in his hand right there, and he got a little piece of weed in his hand too. And he tried to offer the officer.
Right?
He tried to offer him.
He's funny. Yeah, when you watch the video, he goes around the corner and he hits it, and he's like kind of in your face about it. It was hilarious. I'm like, this guy is good. I mean, you can tell. That's how you can tell he lives there.
Yeah.
He's not destroying nothing. But the guy with the umbrella. Okay, so first off, where do umbrellas seem to come from in riots? Hong Kong, because that's the best use of tear gas. Those guys were weaponized on how to do it. Hong Kong protesters have spent the last year learning how to be great at it, and these guys are just imitators. Now, the other thing is the gas mask, right? That fuchsia color gas mask thing. Okay, they don't really make them like that. But with the Hong Kong protests, and this is something that they've got on print, saying that, yes, their officers and reporters will put on special colored ones and go into the crowd. And then that way, when the cops are gunning everybody down, they know not to shoot the ones with the pink gas masks. That's how they know. You know what I mean? So they get in those cues. So so I was in 2 protests. I did Standing Rock protest, and I went to the first Donald Trump protest because I thought something was going to go down. I just wanted to be there to see it because there was talk of people being bussed in from out of state and blah, 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 blah. Well, I went home before dark. Nothing happened till after dark. The guys that got arrested were all from out of state. So there was a precedence for this. It's not the first time. But when I went there, the second time I had a GoPro with a camera on it, and I had these guys with weird hats keep trying to shut it off. And that's how you'll spot an undercover cop or a Homeland Security agent, because they're the ones wearing something that they can pick out of a crowd from a long distance video to know who's who. They're using it. They're using it to cross-reference who's there. It's really surveillance is what it is. So whenever you see somebody wearing really interesting headgear, steal his hat.
Yeah,
Screw up. If they'd have got that guy with the gas mask and the umbrella and took that fucking mask off of him, we'd have a whole nother narrative going right now, because they'd say, wait a minute, that's the cop. And they'd be like, isn't his ex-wife talking about it? That's what all the clip is based on, his ex-wife outing him. So then the question is, let's dig up the ex-wife. You know what I mean? Where's this guy hiding out now? Because there's a trail. There's trails being left all over the place by messy actors, because this is fucking improvised. Yeah, this is an improvised game. They're struggling.
Now,
they're really struggling.
Let me ask you a question. So, what do you think this has to do with what's going on? Period. When it, like with the WHO, you know, like they
right.
So they stopping the funding with that.
Right.
You know, what do you think that? Because you know these things usually be distractions, man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they don't have the NFL,
and they stepped away from the WHO. We're not doing funding anymore, which I kind of thought was going to happen, because the threat was, well, we'll go back at minimum, or maybe we'll quit it. He always doubles down. He's going to quit. He doesn't just think about shit. He's got a plan in action.
Yeah.
So when he said when he said what would happen if we lost trade with China, we'd lose $50 billion a year. That's or we'd save $500 billion a year. It was like crazy. It was like doing business with China has been bad for us. So if he's able to say just fuck it and be done with it, that's the kind of shit that would happen. But ultimately, what's going on is you've got in Washington, General Flynn is being exonerated. General Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. Right.
Yeah.
CIA. Now we go back to the CIA thing, because this all comes back to all the drama and all the stuff. Once you realize that the media works for the CIA, once you recognize that these Antifa guys have the same connective angle, and you've got assets, the CIA has assets everywhere. They are policemen, they are judges, they are in every aspect of the government. That's why they've been purging all the law enforcement agencies.
And to give a prime example of that, I'm glad you said that. Hold your thought on me to interrupt. A prime example of that is what happened down there in Georgia with Ahmaud Audrey.
Yeah.
The guys that basically lynched that man was a father and son.
Uh-oh. Am I still live?
Father was maybe. Hold on.
I know, right? It's lagging. You started talking about it, and then the screen shut down. YouTube listening? How about Facebook?
Hold on. Let me. It might be this. It might be.
You need
clip, though.
Okay.
Hold on. It might be this clip, maybe. I try to enlarge this clip. That might. I hope that better been it.
Okay.
All right, but no, I think we good. But no, what I wanted to do was I wanted to show the footage of this truck running through this crowd,
right?
And why they are not holding this dude as a domestic terrorist right now. But to get back on what you're saying though, they all connected. All these things are connected, and let that be an example down there in Georgia where all these people are connected, from the prosecutors to the DA to the judges to the police. So that in Georgia where that was at, that's why it took a long time for it to kind of get seen, because everybody knew. And I heard that they were sharing it. They were sharing the clip like a goddamn you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a goddamn movie or something.
Right. Yeah. Like entertainment. That's when you get guys that are like really into Live Leak and stuff like that, and they're like all into the, you know, once it starts to go back to faces of death again, you got to ask yourself what you're really here for, you know. So
let me see if this clip right here. Let me see if I can get
to the 35W bridge. Our Sky 4 has moved its way from.
Now, if you can see this right here is where the truck is getting ready to come in right there.
Where the crowd that started at US Bank Stadium had made its way to 35W, and this is a little hairy situation concerning as we see vehicles, the crowd apparently trying to stop this tanker.
God.
You know, we heard a few seconds ago that the crowd was moving quickly, figuring that this protest might have been done, but this is
all the people on top of
as people try to stop an 18-wheeler.
You're right on top.
Yes.
You see them climbing on there, and that vehicle now has stopped after trying to move through the interstate and get past these folks.
Oh my God!
With people right on top of that cab, Jeff.
And you see,
what a place to be.
Lane of traffic for 35, just people pleading, yelling at this truck driver to stop moving. And this maybe speaks to that change we saw, Jennifer, in terms of the closures of the interstates around the Twin Cities that was supposed to start later, 8 p.m. I believe you said. Now at 5 p.m., but here we are at 5:50.
Reginald Denny.
A large semi truck.
Okay, let me pause this right quick. Now, people, you got to understand. Now, the other angle just shows the shit just zooming in, right? My thing is that when you see something like that, automatically I think of some terroristic act right there.
Well,
what's the likelihood of a goddamn big rig truck that clearly looks like it has some type of liquid gas, something in it? That's why
driving over the bridge
with all these protesters.
Michael Bay written all over it, dude.
And then I think you saw a lot of people acting fast because they were like, "Oh shit,
right?
Damn trucker with some gas." So you saw people acting real quick, but I found that to be very, very, very odd.
Who would be dumb enough to drive over that bridge? And once you're into it, I mean, okay, so now New York, they're throwing Molotov cocktails, right? So they had some effort of it. There's one of the clips that I showed you from Fayetteville. There was some dude set himself on fire. Because they don't really know how to throw Molotovs, so they haven't done that yet. But the guy's like, the bottle's on the ground. It's not where he wanted it to go. So he picks it up and he arcs it back to throw it, and he dumps the fuel all over himself. And so he's on fire, and he had dreads, man, and he went up like a match. But now that's the thing. If you'd had one of those guys out there on the bridge, look at that bridge and where it's at. All that stuff's suspended. Can you imagine what would happen if that went off?
Yeah, exactly. And this is the motherfucker right here, man. This dude right here. Now,
he looks like the kind of guy that would say "fuck him" on drive through you.
He looks.
I could see him in a break room talking.
He looks sketchy than a bitch.
Yeah.
We can start at his hairline. His hairline is sketchy. All this shit just looks. He looks. I mean, now.
Right, and then the question is he really who he is? I mean, is that like almost any bad actor at this point? What's his connection to any of this? And does he have a connection? Because that's the other thing too. We were talking about that knife lady in Indianapolis. That was Wednesday. Former corrections officer named Wolf got a knife, stabbed 2 people, killed one other person's in critical condition. But she was a Department of Corrections officer at one point. Okay, Kokomo, the truck that drives out in the traffic and runs over a protester there, is that Department of Corrections official. So now the question becomes, how many of these assets are being deployed? If you buy the CIA end of it, then you have to say that assets are being deployed. Who are the assets? Right. And if you don't believe any of the CIA stuff, then what I'm talking is just, it won't make sense. But when you really look at it, it sort of does.
Right.
Oh. That's all I can say. I got PDFs and stuff. I don't come to here talking crap. I wouldn't talk about this stuff out loud, and it took me 2 years.
Now let me ask you: Is this who we talking about right here? Hold on, let me make sure. Because let me make sure. Is this who we talking about right here?
Yeah, that's her. What? Knife. She killed 2 people. She's got 2 kills.
In all black. Her fat ass was in all black.
She was going as a ninja. She wrote a manifesto. So a manifesto is a giveaway of some kind of psychosis. I mean, the Unabomber had his manifesto. A lot of the Christchurch shooter had a manifesto.
Kristen Wolf.
It makes you wonder about the connections, and then check the age bracket of all these people that are doing it. There's
she too young. She too young to be knowing about. And it's 28. She too young to be
right.
Man, this shit right here, man. Now, what I want to do is just right quick, because we've been dropping some real heavy game, man. What I want to do right quick is if I can go back to my home team right quick, because I want to drop a little video, man, because I just want to keep it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then when we come back, I just want to switch it up and talk about what's going on in my home city, Indianapolis, Indiana, and talk about what's been happening there.
Right.
You know, because people got to understand these things are happening, and it's not like George Floyd is a metaphor. The
Yeah.
moment that it happened, it sparked people from different areas to start doing what they were doing because they start remembering other people that have died in their own city.
I don't think
And
those people are violent, though, are they? I mean,
no. That part, no, not so much the violent part, but as far as the masses amount of
pain.
people
Yeah.
that, yeah, and the pain.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you gotta understand, Jerry. Was a lot of the problem what's wrong with black people is that a lot of us are scared.
Oh, understandably, dude.
We
Understandably.
scared, and a lot of us are
I
not.
am.
You know,
I clench up, man. My butt cheeks tighten up. I'm telling you, man. It's like, if I didn't smoke weed, I wouldn't be afraid of them, I guess. But on a level, I'm just like, I know that if something went down, they would just use an excuse to violate me if they were having a bad day.
yeah,
That's the problem when you got bad apples in the ranks. There's some
yeah.
decent cops out there, but there's also some real serial
It
nut
is,
jobs.
and I on the live on Facebook, I went live and I spoke about how there is a difference between a race soldier and a police officer. Police
Right.
officers are guys and ladies that just want to do their job and go home. That's all they
Right.
want to do. And they
They're
don't
there
want
to
to. They don't.
help.
Yeah, that's it. They don't really want too much smoke. Now the
Right.
race soldiers are those that we are seeing out here that are
Right.
killing black unarmed people.
Yep.
And you know,
And what's that? And the purpose is it's purpose driven. That's not accidental. It's not just because they're hateful. They're hateful. Yeah, that just gives them the nuts to do it. But the real fact is they're trying to achieve an agenda. They
yeah,
need. That was the whole thing with the Klan outfits was control, right?
yeah,
That's why you dress like a ghost. I mean, it was
yeah,
fucking these. But then you start thinking about how is this transformed and all these new groups that keep popping up.
yeah,
Everybody's got angles. So it's just bad actors. And if you ever
yeah.
played the board game Illuminati, you'd understand it's like different
Hold on,
groups are all created as a distraction.
hold on a second. My bad. Hold on. I'm already I'm trying to look up this clip
You're good.
because it's crazy that you say all this because here after I play this video and when we come back, I'm going to start playing some footage of what was going on around Indianapolis and why I feel there was situations that were started and shot at people.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother Chris Beatty was out there, and I want to be able to shine a little light on him,
Right.
because he was a good dude in the city.
And I need sources on that. I haven't seen a heck of a lot on it. Because I got home from work and I saw one article, so I had a chance to do it because we're planning this.
Right.
But the question is, find all the early articles you can find. If there's local TV station ads, hit it local before it goes national. The local stuff always leaves out information. It's got the full view, right? Because the reporter on the scene tells everything. It's when it gets to corporate that they edit out the details. They kind of just make it bland. So you really want to know what's going on. Catch the local shit first. Always follow it back. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you. Yeah,
I'm glad that I have a forum to say something for a change, because a lot of times I'm just kind of sitting in my house going stir crazy, knowing this shit, watching it go down. I'm just going like, oh God, what can you do?
Yeah, and so I want to be able to, definitely talk about that, man, and get some light to that because Chris Beatty was someone who he was an influence in the city, and
Right.
what I'm going to do is when we come back, I'm going to give my personal opinion on how this man got assassinated, and we'll do all that. So let me go ahead and play a little bit of the home team. This is comedian Jay Scott. I got my man Gerry Gobal up in here. This is I'm a Bully Radio. It's the first episode tonight. We still got some people in here. I'm also live on Facebook and YouTube. So I still got some people up in here. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this little video from the home team and then we're gonna come back. So you know what I'm saying, y'all keep stay in tune with this and yeah. Y'all already know.
Hey yo, Hey, yo, my man. Hey, yo, let's go real quick. Let me get like a size 9 and it's right here. Yeah, that right there. Hey, let me get a large damn hoodie and a large little sweatpants too. All right, let me go check in the back. Sweet, my man.
Be quarter.
Woo! Cheer. Mouse, face forward. I'd like to welcome everybody too. Air Maxes and sweatsuit. Want to give a big shout out to 2013. Cheer. That's right. That's right. Cheer. Back up in this bitch. When everything I rip it down, damn, you can even touch my shit. A cold nigga for the Midwest, Indianapolis, deliver the flow like FedEx. Air Max is on, you can't check me. I'm Space Age MJG. Polo sweatsuits, cop for Macy's. My life's a movie, AMG. When I'm in the streets, I'm just laid back. Smoking on kiwi, and I do not pass. Hoping that's all racist, excuse my arrogance. Without riding solo with the windows in it, fit it well. Did it better, I'ma get mine. I've been waiting on my moment. I don't really interrupt with the 15 minutes is up. Motherfucker, I'm on it, man. These hoes want me to stop. But I got goals I'm trying to reach. Long as these gold magnets on pop, I be on top. Don't believe me, just watch. Motherfuckers at my way, but I throw on my shade. Hate about the most, but I love by the real. Sipping on Coast Hill vodka, and I'm rocking 9 to 5s and different options. I will never stop right here. I'ma keep going till my blood's like here. Victory's apple while I put them in the rear. All I see myself is in the mirror. And as we step in this new year, I hope I put fear in these artists. You can't avoid me, y'all work hard at this shit. Regardless, I'ma be jumping this place.
All over my body, so when you see me, probably I'll be dipped away from head to toe.
Yeah, and I love this shit.
There ain't no question when you see me step in the building, all eyes on me, and then that's how it goes.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there maxing sweatsuits, I'm just as fresh as it is. Man, I be on some other shit, kinda like Benjamin Franklin. Just sitting there maxing sweatsuits, I'm just as fresh as it is. Man, it's money over everything, and I put that on everything. The number one question for my city in this music, who gon' blow? Everybody hustling backwards, but I'm out scared it on my own. So I utilize every verse just to unify you and I get a universe at the same damn time. My bad bitches, they bounce to this. My hustlers, they taking the grip of this music. Air Maxes, get money all over the atlas. Road runner, I'm a high speed, so when I track me, overlapping them C's. Please, these niggas can't hold me back. They tried once, but had me fucked up. Never show what kind of hand you play. A real nigga straight told me that. And I'm back to letting it stack up. Gotta get it every minute, nigga. Better have it make it for your time's up. 5-4 giant with the other dog flow. Kill underground shows. Now I'm on some major shit like Nasty and AS and Kanye West. Fitted in my champion to champion. My fresh and I don't even sweat in my baggy sweatsuit. But I keep it swaggy standing next to all the big wags of my section. Get used to when I come through reppin'. As we step in this new year, I hope I put fear in these artists. You can't afford me, I work hard at this shit. Regardless, I'ma be jumping this bitch.
Fresh all over my body, so when you see me, probably I'll be dipped away from head to toe.
Yeah, and I love this shit.
There ain't no question when you see me step in the building, all eyes on me, and then that's how it goes.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there maxing sweatsuits, I'm just as fresh as it is. Man, I be on some other shit, kinda like Benjamin Franklin. Just sitting there maxing sweatsuits, I'm just as fresh as it is. Man, it's money over everything, and I put that on everything.
All right, hold on. I'm back up in that bed.
Let's go fly.
I'm back up in that bed. Hold on. And I already see that, I see I'm not able to get the comments right now. Let me fix my ish. See, I'm not able to get my comments really where I want to see them right now, but I've already had some haters make some little comments. Now, see, this is what you gotta understand, Jerry. See, when it comes to black people, man, black people think that, if you connect with white people, or if you supposed to be pro-black and you do something with a white person, then that's supposed to be a negative thing. Listen, man, Gerry Gobal right now got more information on for real shit that motherfuckers can put their shit on the line for.
Only as good as your word.
So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit as long as the truth is being put out there.
Right.
As long as it's for real facts, then I'm gonna roll with whoever it is, man. Don't it ain't got like so. Let me go ahead and just say that first, man. But I appreciate you actually coming on because
Oh, not at all. My
what I want
pleasure.
to do is I want to dedicate just the last, you know what I mean, X amount of minutes to just talk about what's going on within the city and just how I feel, you know, there has been some type of assassination attempts with people out there.
Right.
And so, you know, if you want to dive in anything right quick, man, while I look something up, man, I'm going to let you
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, the stuff I didn't get to cover anything that's happened today since last night at 2:00. That's when I quit.
Okay.
Because I'll do a 12-hour dig. I'll just start digging in the news because it's a question of how
Right.
you dig through it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it's just filtering to get to where it's at. But I remember when they were shutting down the parks and they were dropping out the tear gas, that's when the Hyatt Regency clip popped up. And that was them out by the zoo. They didn't look like they had a hotel. They were just on the street protesting still. And at a point in time, once it's dark, if the military's pushing you out, you're going to the outlying areas, and now you're just kind of out in the open. But the clip was two of the female protesters were fighting, and somebody said, "Don't shoot, don't shoot," and then the shooting came from the other side behind him. And one of the guys, if you slow motion, pull it down, he aims up, like he pulls a gun and aims up, because he's thinking it's coming from the roof. So that went down, and then they split and beat feet. But then the fact of the matter is, it's sort of like, you know, the argument that there aren't paid protesters there. I mean, coming from out of town to do a protest, you know, that's a doable thing. But then to say you're going to stay all night and wreck stuff,
Yeah.
you know, because it goes against that totally just defeats the purpose of it. I think because now it's like it's no credibility. There's for every negative thing that you do on the side of it, it's going to be held against you. So to err on the side of being, you know, that's why when kids showed up and started cleaning up the mess, you know, because they vandalized the monument and they broke a bunch of windows. I guess Helium got a window broken. But then seeing the shooting, hadn't heard anything about that. And then you showed me that picture of those dudes in the truck. And then that makes you wonder. You know what I mean?
I got that coming. What I want to do is I just want to backtrack a little bit off of what you just said on the so what Gerry is referring to, there's some clips. There's about 3 to 4 clips that I saw that were very sketchy. Very sketchy. Okay.
Right.
These clips show situations where, you know, I saw one where people were running down the street and they were like, yo, he shot. Somebody was shot like in the middle of the street. I'm trying to find the one that you're speaking of right now because people gotta see this shit. The one that Gerry's referring to, actually on my live I went earlier, there was a sister by the name of I think it was Ms. Rice. Her last name is Rice. Is it Erica? I forget. I'm sorry, sister. I don't mean to chop your name up right now. But she was saying that she was down there, and what they did was when they had the large amounts of people. Also, before I say that, let me say this to let me just say something to my haters right quick, man. Let me just say something to the haters right quick, man. Like, I don't give a damn what you talking about, B. I don't give a damn about any hating on comments on anything that you saying. Unless you show me footage of you down there with your riders, your soldiers, your goons, your dudes that's on the front line ready to go that had weapons. Because I hope you still watching, man. I'm about to really take off on this here in a minute. Because if you watched my live earlier, man, I really feel some type of way about the way that Chris Beatty went out, man. I feel some type of way about that. And also feel it's the responsibility of men, black men in particular, who's supposed to be this, supposed to be that, and none of these people are there to be found when the old people need them. When your people need you, you wasn't down there. See, this is a whole different type of game you dealing with what we seeing, man. You dealing with people that were protesting. You dealing with people that let me see if you were dealing with people that were protesting and people that were planted down there to cause disruption. That's some of the rules of white supremacy. If you and I got a white dude on here that can even tell you about white supremacy that your black ass may not even really know about. Like when you was downtown, was you really paying attention to the dudes, to the guys that had big guns and looked like big country fed militia ass motherfucker? Was you paying attention to that, yo? Since you want to get on here and start wanting to just get, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, yo, I can't help that. You know, I am an influencer. I can't help that I do got a voice, man. I can't help that I even got a better platform now. Man, yo, stop hating. And it's like, man, I would even do business with you still, but it's like, man, that emotional, that over emotional, soy, weak shit, I can't go with that, man. I can't go with that estrogen level, man. I can't do that. I can't. You ain't about to get me on that frequency. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you know right now. Anybody that got something to say to me, man, you can hate on my platform, but at the end of the day, where was you at? 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 Where was you at when this stuff was popping off? Where was you at? Where was you at? Where was you at? Where was your goons? Why wasn't you dressed in all black? It shouldn't have took the Not Fucking Around Coalition or the Panthers or any of these groups to come up and do something. Where all these hood dudes at? Where all these hood niggas at? Where you at? Where you at? Where was you at? Where was you supposed to be marching with your people down the street, protecting the people? Because if you didn't know, man, after they got the man, look, and shout out to LaRon Anderson, man. I'm gonna keep hollering his name, man, because yo, he was coming with some for real footage. If you pay attention to what was going on down there, you saw the gas, and then you heard the bullets that sounded like some pepper, because people were like it was affecting their faces. So I'm guessing it was some pepper bullets. But when they showed them going and walking to another side opposite of where they had been dispersed, you also heard real fucking bullets, B. You heard real shots, man. You heard real shots, and I'm seeing this on live. So I start thinking, and then, man, I can't find the dude's live, man. I can't find his live. There was somebody's live that I went on, and the caption said, "There are some white supremacists with guns down here." That's the first clip that I saw, and I said, "Holy shit, what's going on?" Oh, let me get Gerry back on. That's the first thing that I saw was that, you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that I saw. So it's like, man, let me just make that perfectly clear before we go on. Man, don't come on my platform talking crazy when, you know what I'm saying? Part of the reasons why I'm not there is because I can't catch a flight out there. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you don't understand. I missed that whole Friday because I was jammed up in some bullshit out in San Antonio. I got locked up on a warrant that I'm trying to figure out where that warrant came from. Like a failure to appear, all this other shit. I'm not really gonna go into what it is, but let's just say it ain't about no snitching. Let's make it perfectly clear about that. But I also want to say, yeah, I did file a police report because it involved the assault of a minor, and a minor trying to get real uppity like they was grown, and so they put their hands on people. They try to put their hands on me. So I went and I wrote a statement because I'm like, I may not be able to touch your ass because you a minor, but I'm gonna make you feel this. So here, boom, take this little information right here. Was I expecting it to go any further than it was? I don't know, because see, down here in Texas is different. So long as it was on file, man, I got pictures, man, the whole nine, and this was trying to protect my stepson. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So they got me locked up, man. I was on a military base trying to hustle when the DoorDash when they locked me up, when they put me in handcuffs. Nigga, I was on a military jail. Nigga, wasn't no fed jail. I was in a military cell, man. Come on, man, stop playing with me. The shit try to break me, man. These motherfuckers, these haters out here come in all different form of fashions. But you know what I'm saying? I want to say that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I want to say that, man, just off top, because right now this ain't about to stop me. This is about to just keep pushing me. You understand what I'm saying? Thanks for helping me get introduced to the system. Whoever got me into that. You understand what I'm saying? Thanks, because now I know how it is and how it feels. Because that was the first time I ever got arrested, man. Maybe I was just smart enough to get away with shit, or maybe I was just a cool, calm, collective type dude that never really put myself in positions to get in prison. But at the end of the day, now I know how this shit is. Now, with that said, let me get back focused because I'm getting ready to try to wrap this shit up, man. I didn't really want to go no further than 90 minutes, but we gonna do right now before I let Gerry continue chiming in on what's going on. Let
You're
me
good,
go.
man. You're good, brother.
Let me go to this clip right here. This clip right here is the clip that we were just talking about, and like I said, I only got this one clip, but there's 3 clips that I saw. Okay, so this one clip right here involves a fight where you see the skirmish, it's skirmish. You hear people saying, don't pull a gun, don't pull a gun.
Yeah.
And then you see shots fired. And so let's go ahead and let me see if I can get this playing again, refresh it.
They going. Shit, they getting it. They getting it.
But nobody starts shooting. But take aim.
Shit, they getting it.
You see this?
That nobody starts shooting. You got the car?
Man, we fighting the wrong fucking people. Hey man, we fighting the wrong people.
It's crazy. Keep looking to the right.
That guy and the guy in the white shirt both were packing. There was one other guy at the front that I can't 100% decide if that was a gun or not, but it doesn't matter for the most part. What I think was interesting is that they were standing out in traffic beating the fuck out of each other. I mean, that was weird. Like, why are they fighting each other? I thought that was the whole point, the unity in the street.
Well, see, I think part of that is too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can just tell it was some females. It was some, because
Right.
So the person I had on live earlier with me, Veronica Rice. Veronica, there we go.
Okay.
Veronica Rice. She explained to me like this over here was behind where she was at. This happened behind where she was at, so she was able to kind of see and hear what was going on. And so, and I'm gonna run it back, man. I'm gonna run this back again because people need to understand that. People need to understand this, man. Like I said,
and that's in front of the Marriott, and that's a one-way street coming back in town. So for anybody that's not from around town, just the location is kind of barren. The only reason you're down there is to go to the zoo or go to the Hyatt.
And pay attention. He said one-way street. You understand what I'm saying? So matter of fact, let me play this one more time, and then I want no. Matter of fact, no, we're gonna get this into some real perspective, contextual shit right here. Let me go ahead, and because y'all gotta understand that, you know what I mean. And I wish I could find one of the lives. There was a live where, like I said, I saw a group going down one direction. They were going down towards the police. The police started to shoot like the pepper bullets, and you saw people going in the opposite direction. The moment they start going in the opposite direction, you heard shots coming from the direction they were walking into.
Yeah.
And it didn't sound like no goddamn. I know what gunshots sound like, man. That shit was let off. It was like pop, 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 and you heard and you saw people like, hold on, is that for real? Is that real? But let me show you all. Let me show you all the picture. Let me show you all the picture that was sent to me that actually I saw. Hold on. Let me. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what's going on. I see. Okay, I'm able to see on the Facebook now. So hold on. So I got somebody saying there needs to be economic recovery. Fast insurance companies are going to pay out the ass. Yeah, they are. CIA sell dope, guns, and murder.
They sure do. They sure did, and people.
And people.
Don't forget that.
Let me see, because I'm looking at some of the comments right now.
And I can't see the comments, so I'm just going to assume y'all love me. And it's good.
I gotta figure that part out.
It's all good. You know what? It's okay if you don't agree with me or you don't like me for what I say. I'm okay to say that, and I'm okay for taking abuse. That's honestly, once my family did it to me, I hardly think a stranger's opinion is going to really affect me very much. So I'll just keep it in perspective, and we'll do the, just understand I'm a helper. I like to help. I wouldn't spend 12 hours watching videotapes yesterday if I didn't think there was something fine,
And so let me preface this, because I just want to keep harping on, y'all got to understand that when these places, especially in the Midwest, you got to understand that militia group you saw in Michigan, that militia group, I don't know the name of them, but they're supposed to be like one of the top militia groups out there in the whole country. Okay.
Well, and they're packing.
Yeah, and they are. And see, what I want y'all to understand is that when you see these stories, like look at this shit right here. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit right here, man. 82 shot, 19 fatally over Chicago's most violent. Look, man, why is it every goddamn holiday? Every fucking holiday. Chicago. Now, Chicago is code term for black on black. Every goddamn.
Is it really? I did not know that.
Every time you hear Chicago, they always talking about black people, man. They always trying to make it seem like Chicago is just filled with black murder and crime. And so this right here, see, I don't believe this type of stuff until I got family in Chicago.
Right.
Until I get them to co-sign these type of things, I know this is false. So what happens is, this is what happened, man. When you have these militia groups, you have these people that have infiltrated law enforcement from white supremacist groups. They come in, and what they do is they go and travel to these different cities. They go and travel to these different cities, and they cause mayhem, they cause ruckus, and they will try to shoot and assassinate people. Because if you do this in the neighborhood of predominantly black, how are they going to get caught? Who's going to be watching them? Who's going to be trying to catch them? So what I want the people to understand is that these people go and travel places. Now let me show this right here, because I want to put this in perspective for these lame ass motherfuckers who want to jump on me and see. Look, man, that provocateur type shit. You can try to continuously try to. And I'm speaking to those that want to go after another black man right now. You letting me know that you every time you say something about me, nigga, it make you seem like an agent, man. Every time you hate on me because I was skeptical of something. Look, man, because I was skeptical of what's supposed to be so-called leaders out here. Now, these people get on the social media early in the day, get thousands of views, and then they know where to be seen at night with none of their rules, none of this shit. So stop trying to come to me telling me how hard you is. And until you show me why wouldn't you there? Why wouldn't you? Now, mind you, look at this. If you would have seen this downtown, if you would have seen these people downtown, if you would have seen, let me see if I can make this shit larger for these bitch ass motherfuckers out here, man.
What I think is crazy is the Hawaiian shirt thing.
Exactly. Now
I just saw a thing about it today about saying it's the boogaloo, like electric boogaloo. And I'm like, I've been kicking the stones for 3 years. This is the first time I heard about it.
And the boogaloo supposed to be white supremacist. Is supposed to be the code, the language of. So let me say this, man, to these so-called real niggas out here. These so-called gangster ass niggas, these so-called wolves niggas that got wolves and shit like that, that's ferocious. These niggas that be talking like they got just some hitters on their squad, nigga. And nigga, you say something to me, nigga, I can go get somebody to come touch you right now. Where was you at when these niggas were around?
Hey, drop that banner and see if you can. Is there a plate? Can you see a plate on that?
Hold on. Let me get that off.
Because that's interesting. Because okay, so let's do some research on them then. If you can find out who they really are, like again, we're talking about crisis actor situations. So what if we need to add an element to an element? You know what I mean? Like now the Antifa guys are domestic terrorists, but the white supremacists aren't. So maybe the white supremacists have to make an appearance next.
Right.
I mean, I know that sounds crazy and so is jaded, but I'm telling you that with the way the media works and the way the government works with it, they've coordinated this thing where they're manipulating us based on our fear. And right now, when we get scared is exactly the time we need to stop and go, what the fuck is going on here? There's pallets. Who's delivering pallets of stone in the middle of this shit? This spontaneous event, you know? People don't want to ask questions. They just want to comply. And if you disagree with the current whatever, then you're some kind of asshole. Well, I got news for you. I'm going to be there first to be the asshole because I'll go there first because I'm not locked into this thing like some folks are. The problem is when you watch the television and you don't get the message that's being sent to you and who's sending it to you, you have a tendency to believe exactly the opposite of people that know what's going on.
Right.
Because that whole hustle with CNN and because of Operation Mockingbird, the CIA goes out, they buy newspaper stations, they buy reporters. Anderson Cooper interned at Langley. This is no secret. Okay, so why do all the ex-heads of the CIA wind up going to be spokesmen on CNN? Why is that? Because it's the CNN is the Central Intelligence Agency's, mouthpiece. The New York Times is their printed press. And say the New York Times is sketchy because sometimes they'll drop a real big bombshell of truth, but they'll do it during a distraction. Right. So like the last time, the one that's the most in my head is the one where it was July 4th with Trump's celebration or whatever with the helicopters and stuff. He made some comment about airports and shit. It was just like, okay, so that was the distraction. But they said that there were 13,000 extrajudicial killings in Venezuela, that the government killed 13,000 people. And they just put it on there, and it's in the Wall Street Journal. But it went through July 4th last year, and not a single person talked about it that I know of. And that's the thing. And they just announced something about they can't find 150,000 kids in the protective services. Yeah. So they're missing kids. So now the question is like you talk about 9/11. We don't want to talk about the $1 trillion deficit and the stuff we're missing. Suddenly there's bombing. We don't talk about it anymore. Well, that's how you drop stuff between the cracks. There's a bunch of bad shit coming down. They don't want us to see. And this has been way more effective than COVID for changing our behavior patterns, which I think was kind of weird because if I'd have done it in reverse, personally, I'd have brought the disease later because I wouldn't want people wearing masks and getting used to it and then have the riots where everyone's wearing a mask, which is just handy. You're social distancing and burning buildings in the same, it's kind of a crazy synergy,
Yeah. So let me just piggyback off of what you're saying. I want to, I just want to bring this up right quick. Let me find it. So this was my guy right here, man. This was Chris Beatty. Okay. Chris Beatty was an athlete. He played IU football, Indiana University. He actually played college football. He was someone, as you can see over here, man. He was affiliated with the Colts. You know what I'm saying? He hung around athletes. He hung around people. He was someone who, if you needed something, he could help you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He was someone who, he was a promoter. He was into the business. All right. And so I feel some type of way when I hear that he was shot and killed, and I heard that he was shot and killed in the alley. And so what I wanted to say was that when I heard about that, I had to get the full understanding that when they were doing the shooting with the pepper bullets, people were dispersing and they were going into the alley. Now, if this brother right here was going into the alley, he was going into the alley. This dude right here, who, you know what I'm saying, he had, you know what I'm saying, connections, man. He was all over the place, man. He was down with the Indy 500. Now he's running, dispersing. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to figure out what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to figure out what's going on. And then all of a sudden he run into these motherfuckers right here.
And this was the same night.
This was the same
night. Okay, so put them on the scene. You can start building evidence against them.
And this was, now mind you, this was sent to me from, I got this from you know what I'm saying, her name is up here, Angela Fitzgerald. Y'all go follow her. She be putting up a lot of funny stuff and real shit, and she's the one that put that up there, you know what I'm saying. But when I talked to a female earlier on live, she saw them too. I mean, goddamn, look at these. Let me remove this banner right here, man.
And you've got the PNC building in the background. That's your landmark to go by where they were at.
Exactly, and so it's like
where are the cameras?
Where the camera? Where the goddamn? So let's where the hood at then? Where the hood at now? And if you got the community with you, then why don't you go find that right there? Why don't you go find that camera of these people right there? So let's see, since people want to talk like you Billy badass, you hard, whatever.
Oh, right on, yeah.
It's like yo, I could probably find that footage right now, and I'm out here in another state. So that's how much I care. That's how much I give a damn. How much do you give a damn?
Right. Put some effort into
it. These people right here. I'm willing to bet, man, that these people right here has something to do with Chris Beatty's untimely demise. I'm willing to bet, and I'm gonna say allegedly, just for legal purposes. But look, you can't even see this right here. Do you see this right there?
Right.
That is the symbol of the white supremacist group. I'm just sitting out seeing that. Let me see if I can.
In the back of the window.
In the back, this right here.
Back window, yeah.
It's back right here. You can go on my page and see this picture. This right here is the sign, which is this sign right here. That is a white supremacist sign. Now see how many people. Where the hardcore niggas at? Where you at? Nigga, why wouldn't you down there seeing this shit on the goddamn truck, knowing that this shit was your enemy right there? Why ain't you let off no wolves then? Man, stop fucking with me, man. Why ain't you let off no wolves then? Why ain't you let your killers go feast on these dudes right here? You know why? Because you niggas are scared.
Yeah.
Niggas are scared.
Yep.
Scary ass niggas, but then come to me because I'm more comfortable to try to get at because I got the same complexion as you. But what about this shit right here? What about this shit right here, nigga? What about that? This big burly looking ass dude right here looking crazy with the man, this shirt sticks out like a goddamn sore thumb.
Right.
With a big ass, heavy ass, artillery ass gun. Where was you at then? Nigga, if I seen this Jeep driving, now mind you, listen to me, people. Listen to me. They supposedly were in 2 vehicles, 2 trucks. They're in 2 trucks. All right. I'm hearing there was 6 people. You see 4 of them right here. It's gotta be somebody driving in the cab. All right. Now I heard it was 2 trucks. So this may be just the one that someone took a picture of. It could be another truck with other people in it. But I'm saying, man, this is what I'm saying, man. If you mean to tell me that this is now, see, this is my thing, man. This ain't just time for you to feel any way you feel and kind of try to deal with what's happening or try to get past, you know what I'm saying, these situations of black people getting killed from being unarmed in the streets. But what the fuck is you gonna do with these motherfuckers right here? You tell me, you big badass, why is your people going to find them? Look at this symbol right there. They were down there for anarchy, man. They were down there on some for real purge shit. And I'm so shitty and pissed off that my guy had to lose his life because you ain't have no dudes down there protecting and looking for these dudes.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't care about none of this fake ass activist shit in my home city. I don't care about that. Because at the end of the day, you were supposed to be down there protecting your people. You think that they was just gonna be out there early in the day and that's it? Man, these people was there for the whole night. And they was looking for that smoke. They was looking for you. And where was you at, hardcore black man? Where was you at, hardcore gangster ass nigga? Where was you at? You solidified, you solid, you this, you that. And it ain't just one person, man. There's many of these niggas, man. I'm tired of seeing that shit. You got views on YouTube. views on Facebook, but nigga, I don't see no views with you doing something with them. I don't see you having no views with that. So man, miss me with that shit, man. All right. And I really truly believe, see, what was said earlier was that when they were going into the alleys from being dispersed, you had people going into these alleys, and you had these same dudes right here, these dudes right here, okay, were driving up and down the one ways of those back alleys. They were in the back alleys of these driveways meeting people, and I'm still waiting on. See, apparently, man, there's footage of Chris Beatty assassination. There's footage of it, and I'm hearing it came from the rooftop. Somebody riddle me that shit. If it came from the rooftop, just like that video we just showed, man. Matter of fact, let me, because I wanna keep showing the images, man. Let me try to find that again. Because I want you to see just how this happened, man. Because look, there's so many other videos of you seeing people like almost getting ricocheted into fire. So
right.
let me just try to find this clip one more time, and then, you know what I'm saying, Jerry, I'm gonna let you go ahead and anything else you might want to get off your chest. You know what I mean? You go ahead.
You got a couple hours.
I know, right? You know, we can definitely come back for any part 2, 3. Don't give a damn, because this shit ain't about to let up. And I just want to show this one more time, man, because
it needs to be seen.
It does.
You know, that's ultimately it. You can't trust your news to get it out there. We have to get it out there.
Yeah, the social media.
We are the news.
We are the news, man. We are the news, man. And then you got people up here talking about who to vote for, Biden or
right.
Trump. Look, man, right. if you I had to say something to somebody the other day talking about vote for Biden because they don't want to deal with Trump. Let's get this understood. It goes back to what we were just saying. You scared of Trump because Trump will tell you, hey man, I don't like you because of your skin color. Matter of fact, I don't like you, and I'm about to get the police just to start shooting at you. Because, you know what I'm saying? Hey, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather have my president do that than I'd rather have Jim Crow Biden that had 40 years of writing the crime bill. Man, he was a man. Look, you look at the documentary 13 and you look at all of what happened, transpired from Nixon all the way up into the current. Man, Joe Biden was all in that. The 3 strikes
forfeiture law.
All of that. Go ahead. I mean, explain to them what that.
Anytime you get busted, they can take your shit. That's Joe Biden. That's the policy. It's like whenever they confiscate your stuff because you're a criminal, they can take your shit. And sometimes they take it and they don't give it back, even if you're not, because that's just the way it is, man. They're making money. They don't give a shit. But that was a law that was introduced, and it doesn't make anything better. His crime bills are a joke. And I know I've been through the elections where you just don't like either side, and it's frustrating. It really is. But I guess that kind of highlights the problem, is that there isn't this party control thing is crazy because it forces you into these situations. Why do we have to settle for either?
Exactly.
Why? There's other countries that do more than one party, but the problem is we've set this thing up based on the two. And now this is just power struggles, man. That's why right now you got to step away from all of that shit, man, and you got to start focusing on the facts. Somebody killed George. And what the fuck for? Why? And did it, I'm not saying it didn't justify the response, but let me tell you, I'd say there's some suspicious shit with people dropping skids of fucking brick in towns. That's kind of weird. See, it comes back to once you step away from it and you start looking at this picture, this problem isn't about that peripheral stuff. This is about some guys doing some dickish moves, and some of them work, and they work both sides. You got a dirty cop breaking out a window at an AutoZone, okay, and that whole block, the 3rd precinct went down. That whole neighborhood just got renovated. All 4 corners burnt down. You tell me they're not going to have a brand new Hall of Justice next year?
Exactly.
Is that a coincidence? I think they've been burning a bunch of shit down that they need to either pay back and get even with, or they're going to take the insurance money.
Mm-hmm.
If the Titanic was insured and sunk,
Right.
Why would you think they wouldn't do that? And everybody keeps thinking this is politicians doing it. And this is rich people doing this. This is about people that want to control the world. How do you do that? You have to get people down to a manageable size, and that was the plan. And it's failed.
All day.
Sorry. The apocalypse ain't going to happen this week. This is just uncomfortable, and it sucks. But we're going to find out why they're doing it, who's doing it, and hold them accountable.
Exactly. So let me
because this whole thing with Derek, he's a cold-blooded fucker, man. He looked right at that camera, and he didn't say a word. And I had 10 minutes. I've watched that video a couple of times, man, and it bugs me every time. It's not comfortable.
He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing.
I make myself watch it because you got to watch it so you know firsthand what happened.
And
you can't speculate and take people's word for it anymore.
Nah, and he had his knee on that man's neck. Like, look, man, that, and you fucked my bitch.
And he quit moving, and he just kept doing it. It's like, at what point? You can't say that's incompetence.
Right.
It's sociopathic. But then the question is, what was his motive for doing it? Exactly. Why did he do this? And it all starts to get real ugly now that you talk about skids of rock dropped in different towns.
Yes,
because these are all.
And that's not the only one I've seen, and I can't pull it up right now. But there was another clip of these black dudes that was around it, and I think it might have been in Chicago, and they were like, "No, you not about to."
That was Dallas.
Was that Dallas? It was Dallas.
Yes.
It was Dallas.
Yep.
So let me.
You got to do better, guys. You got to do better. That's what he said. And that was the first clip. And then they all started coming out because people started noticing them.
Right.
We have to watch, you know.
They're getting it.
So that's what I'm saying. Look. You see, they fighting. They fighting.
Nobody starts shooting.
Nobody starts shooting.
Man, we're fighting the wrong fucking people.
You hear somebody trying to get, you know what I mean? You got a lot of rage. Oh, let me preface this, man. You gotta see at this stage, man. You got a lot of rage. You got a lot of people that are angry, and so tempers are gonna be flaring. Ain't no telling what this was over, but you know what I'm saying. For this,
and they're fighting amongst themselves. They obviously are a crew of some sort. They wouldn't be out there by accident.
And then you see all these other cars right here.
Hey man, we fighting around.
All these other cars right there.
Right. And we're fighting the wrong people. That's somebody trying to let the group know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like a group leader.
Now hold on. Let me. I didn't mean to cut you off right there, Jay.
But you're good. You're good. Everything in the scene matters. You just start looking at all the players involved and who's in the picture and what their motive is to be there. You know?
Yeah, because you see these dudes. You see these dudes right here. They pull out they shotties. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Let's see if I can get it back.
They came to play.
Yeah, they came to play.
They were probably the real guys. You know?
Yeah.
Shit, they getting it.
You see all these cars over here.
Right.
But nobody starts shooting.
And I'm hearing that this was like a one way was like me here. I don't know where this exactly at. I see a whole
I think that goes down to Circle Center.
Okay.
That nobody starts shooting.
Man, we're fighting the wrong fucking people. Hey man, we fighting the wrong people.
It was cars driving into that shit.
Right. But that dude in the white shirt, he pointed that gun up. He was looking up.
Yeah, he was.
You know, he was looking like there was a shooter on the roof. And that's why it's like, you know.
He was, and then like I said, I'm waiting on the footage for somebody to send me of allegedly someone having the footage of the assassination of my brother Chris Beatty. Either
excellent. That's got to be out there. That's got to be put out there.
Yeah, it's got to be, man, because you know, and what they said that it looked like it came from the roof. You know what I'm saying?
See,
but that's what I'm saying though, man. That's what I'm saying. Though. Where's the hardcore niggas for this? Where y'all at?
Right.
Where y'all at? I don't see nobody. Nobody.
Well, the cops put snipers on the roof during the protests I've ever went to.
Yeah, and you
know, I wouldn't necessarily rule this out as maybe you got rogue cop element again. Maybe you got a guy who wants to break out some windows.
And that could be too, but you know what I'm saying? Like also the person that I talked to earlier, they were saying that there was a area where part of building was like boarded up, and then people were actually hiding inside of the boarded areas.
Okay.
So you had possibly people up top, people hiding in these wooden areas, right. But I'm willing to bet that these motherfuckers right here was somewhere around this shit. I mean, come on, man, look at this shit right here, man. You can't.
They're definitely not something you wouldn't notice.
Exactly. That's why I was telling my wife.
I said,
look, I said, I showed a picture of this to her. I said, look, if you seen these people downtown, would you be thinking that they for the movement? You think they for George Floyd? You think these motherfuckers right here are for him? Right. Hell no. Nigga, they look at this shit, man. Look at, man, I wish I could make this larger. It's on my page, but look at this, man. He got his shit ready to go. This is like Brock Lesnar, fat uncle, and I mean, but look at this, man. Look at this right here. Tells you right here. This right here tells you that these people were not playing, man. So my thing is, man, is that I believe that he was assassinated. I believe that he was somebody assassinated that brother. He wasn't the only one that got shot that night. And I said earlier, man, I shed a tear on my live because look, man, they are not playing. We need to stop playing. We need to stop. And black folks, I'm gonna tell you, man, we have to get this shit together with us, man. We need to mobilize instead of hating ass niggas getting on here talking nonsense. Nigga, why don't you mobilize your team out there? Why don't you mobilize your crew, your wolves, your goons, your people, since this is something that you don't condone on what I'm doing right now? Why don't you go try to find these niggas right here? Why don't you go find these motherfuckers right here, huh? Go find them. You know what I'm saying? Because my dude lost his life trying to give his life to being downtown and showing solidarity to what happened to George Floyd. Where was you at? Where was you at when these dudes was downtown on some for real shit and you up here trying to talk to another black dude on some sucker shit? Man, get the fuck up out of here. Don't do that. Don't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, man, I like to say rest in peace to Chris Beatty, man. You know, I'm gonna let Gerry Gobal get on here one time for the one time. You know, plug anything you got. I appreciate you coming on, man.
My pleasure.
We're gonna do it again.
We got to spread the information. The information needs to be spread. So I didn't get to see your feed at all, and I don't know about your haters. I'm sorry that you have to. I don't know, but I think in this case, guys, anybody who's watching this thing has got a problem with what's being said. You need to get on your computers if you're not going to go actually do it. Go and look this stuff up and help us find shit. This can be a community effort. This isn't something that's everybody wants to make it as one person's opinion is the end all, and it's not. It's a group of information. So right now we got pictures of a bunch of weirdos in a truck. Okay. Anybody out there in town might have accidentally got a picture of them. Where are they at? Maybe we can figure out which way they were going and where they were at. We see the footage. We'll have a better way because you can do that. Because again, you've got clues in all of these pictures. The pictures tell you what's going down. You can forensically walk this shit back. So if you're out there and you're just sitting and shitting, you need to just kind of check yourself because you suck. You know, help out or shut the fuck up. Who cares?
That's
What you're doing is, Jay, is I respect completely. And anybody that's got a problem with it, isn't going to help or really is just not there for the right reasons. In which case I'd say, you're bad actors, man. They got to silence people. They have to silence. That's why you talk about all these whistleblowers and shit. All the old CIA guys that are dead, people that would let stuff out and tell people the truth always wound up getting hurt. There's no advantage to this. This isn't an advantage-filled thing. This is about the truth, and this is about justice. So the right people need to be punished, and people who are instigating this shit that are causing the big picture thing to happen, those assholes need to be pulled on the carpet too. This isn't about Democrat, Republican, black or white. This is about people taking control of the society. This is way bigger than all of us, folks. We're all on the same planet, and if it goes through, we're all fucked. Sorry.
Facts. So, man, I like to thank you again for coming on. We're gonna do.
My pleasure, man.
We're gonna definitely do a part 2, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we shit's gonna keep going down, man, until
it's gonna until it quits. We just got to follow it, man, and that's it. And so, get back to digging. I'll let you know if I find anything else out.
Yeah, let me know, man.
Share it. We got to share this information, man. Can't trust the media. Got to do it yourself.
You ain't fucking lying, man. Y'all go follow him, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming on, man. And salute, man.
Thank you. No.
Hey, so man, I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? He's still on, he can still see me. But I appreciate those that came on tonight, man. You know what I mean? I feel as if this first show was a great show. You know what I mean? I feel as if I was able to bring some receipts. I was able to bring some visuals. And yeah, there's still some people in here right now. I appreciate you rocking with me, either live on Facebook or live on YouTube right now. This is comedian Jay Scott, man. I'm a Bully Radio. You saw what the first title episode was. Is This Country's Purging? It is. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that I plan on bringing weekly. I'm due every Mondays, but you never know. I have the ability just to get on whenever I feel like it. So I wanted to bust this first show, get that together, and then, you know what I'm saying, let it ride out. So, man, I appreciate those that tuned in. Right now, man, I'm going to go ahead and end with the home team. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Y'all have a good night, man. You know what I mean? Keep pushing. Keep your head on the swivel. Organize. Get your people together. You know what I'm saying? Fall back. Don't do any more of this protesting right now. Fall back. Fall the fuck back, man. Regroup. Let these other people fight what's happening right now, because it ain't just us, but let them fight right now. Black people, we need to retreat, regroup, and get this ride, man. He said, anybody that's seen these people downtown, anybody get their license plate, anybody get pictures of them, footage of them, let somebody know, yo. Let somebody know. Okay, let somebody know, because you gotta understand that these things are powerful, man. These pictures are powerful. You know what I'm saying? For us to know what's going on, for us to see who these people were lurking. These people were lurking downtown. They were hunting black people. So I'm not trying to hear none of this hard shit no more. I'm not trying to hear none of this gangster shit no more. I ain't trying to hear none of this, man. None of these niggas that rap, none of these niggas that's supposed to be some goons, none of this shit, man. None of these people were around protecting our people, man. So when we gonna do that? All right. So that's all I got from right now, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let the home team ride out, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been paying attention to I'm a Bully Radio. It's comedian Jay Scott, man. You know what I'm saying? To the next episode, man. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious. Peace.
Face forward, y'all. As I sit back, recline, my game just rewind. I'm here to put these whack MCs on the climb. I'm from the INDI, A&A, smoke Mary Jane, not the raw cones, and I puff pickle planes. Never phased by these lames, by the way, man, I forgot to mention. Kill competition 4 years straight. My city looking for a leader, so I stay facts. Niggas run around the time I was moving packs on the daily. Maybe they want to shine. I stayed up on the low so I can stack all mine. So where I'm from, these niggas smoke wet sticks. Look up in their eyes, another drama episode from the Netflix. My mama need a crib, so I'm on grind mode. Fucked up feeling, seeing roaches with the lights on. Zone at the zone like a 2-3. With the last silhouette, shit, I gotta do me. What the fuck, my nigga? What would you do, you know what I'm saying? Cheer, mouse, find me in a backseat, getting here from a bad freak in a taxi. Man, I do this to the max, he ain't like me. Nikes on my damn feet, pay attention how I creep. Mouse, hustle 7-Eleven, no work or double eight. Real niggas can't relate, fuck niggas masturbate. Now I'm at the ceremony where the masters play. Got reservations for the 5 season resorts I stay. Had to do it by myself, so I kicked some niggas out like a landlord. You know I had to clean out house, I'm on a cheese wrap. I ain't falling for your mouse traps, murder any trap beat, and I don't even be south. And if the south don't get it, fine, just give me a minute. I push a pigeon down that I-10 state line. I'm one of the illest out the crooked eye. You should never mention you and I in the same sentence. Good riddance. I ain't wanna hear that shit, man. Mouse, the hardest out of my town. Look up in the lost and found, and I'ma give you a style. Open case and press play, and I'ma hit you with nouns. Either way, my wordplay is too heavy for crowns. Mouse, tell Elliot I'm here for the taking, cuz I don't care if you black or Caucasian, African, Albanian, or barbarian. Suckers who claiming they in position of power. Hold my rhymes, spit you off, I keep covered with golden showers. I'm over your head without the fitted, I'm not fitted with cowards. So if this shoe fits, I'm taking a step for the paper. Now or later, shit was never sweet. Either recognize the owner, cause this bitch ain't cheap. And I ain't gotta dumb it down, I just gotta do me, and I be shit. What you think, bro? All right, take me from the top, from back seat, getting head from a bad freak, you know. I like that part. Right there.
I'm out.
Mouse. And you know what it sounds like.
I'm out this time for real.